Fringe Fanatics with Chad Lee and Chris Zane.
And we are back. It is Fringe Fanatics. I am Chris Zane.
And I am Chad Lee. Thanks for tuning in.
Indeed. We thank you guys for tuning in each and every week. And if you are listening or watching us right now, please like and subscribe to it. And make sure to rate us 5 stars. It helps us so much. And also, if you haven't yet, you're missing out. Please go follow us on anything social media at Fringe_Fanatics. We're trying to post as much good content as we can to keep you guys interested. But we have some great news going in. It is Tuesday, June 13th, 2023.
It is my dad's birthday.
It's your dad's birthday.
60
Mark
years
Martin,
old.
60 years young.
Yeah, that's the way to put it.
60 years young.
Damn right.
And our Denver Nuggets
won the championship.
Our world champions. They finally did it. 47 years in the making.
Unbelievable, man. One of the best playoff runs in history, in my opinion.
I mean, the Golden State Warriors got them beat in terms of I think they had a 16-1 run.
Yeah.
But 16-4, the Nuggets do it. 4 losses. They beat the big bad Lakers on the way to doing it. And it was so fun to watch last night.
It was a good time, man. I was just going to say, after you said the social media thing, if for those of our follows out there that, pay attention to our content, I'm sure they were entertained by our celebration last night. We definitely had some good feedback from that. That was cool.
Yeah, we definitely did. I was watching it again today, and I got a little dusty in the room when I was watching it.
Yeah.
Just like, it's weird to be there and then to sit back and watch it, and then like you're thinking about it, and it's like it's almost more emotional watching it back than it was being there.
Because when you're in the moment, you're just like, oh wow, it's happening. But then when you rewatch it, you're just like reliving all those emotions and feeling them again, and it was just nuts. Like I cannot believe we got to witness history. And I know Merrill was there to support you, and I just kind of in the same way. I'm a newcomer to the Nuggets fan base, so I was happy for you and all those other Nuggets fans out there that have been fans for decades and decades. And so
and all those people
great.
on the bandwagon. I don't consider you a bandwagon fan at all. You've been watching long enough to have gone through the ups and downs of being a Nuggets fan.
Yep.
So you deserve it as much as anybody else.
Well,
but
you.
all those bandwagon people, come on.
Yeah,
the ride's just beginning.
There's plenty of room.
We got a bunch of spots available, and this isn't stopping anytime soon, as Mike Malone said.
That's right.
It's not one and done. We've got more to come.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fun, but we're not going to get too into that right now. We've already spent more time on it than we should have. But on that note, we need to do the leadoff shot, and there's no better person or team or anybody to do the leadoff shot for than the Denver Nuggets.
Damn right.
So on that note, Chad,
let's celebrate first championship in franchise history.
First championship in franchise history. Let's hope there's about 2 or 3 more in the next 5 years. I think it's
not
possible.
more.
I think it's possible.
That's right. To the Denver Nuggets.
To the Denver
Thank
Nuggets,
you.
and to all of you out there, we appreciate each and every one of you for listening every week. And cheers to you, Chad Lee.
Cheers to you, buddy.
They fucking did it.
Do
One
it
more
again.
time. Clink it again.
All right. Clinkety clink. I want to mention last week. I don't think maybe. Can you see this in your camera? Can you go from that angle?
Let me go back over it. We could see it the wide shot. Let me move my big ass body out of the way.
Suck in. Go skinny. My boss at work, Dave Timmons, he was like, Chad, your podcast is missing something. He's like such a stoic, serious guy. And I was like, what are you talking about? I thought he was going to say, like, we're audio equipment or anything. He's like a stereo and audio like expert too, man. He knows his shit. I got to show you this picture he sent me. But anyway, he was like, you're missing something. I said, what? And he goes, you're missing some Colorado Buffs gear. And I'm like, you're fucking right, man. So he comes back from lunch and he gifted us this sign. So
yeah, let me put it back over here. Yeah,
this
sign right here, University of Colorado Golden Buffaloes.
Yep,
that's an old school sign. I don't know if they throw that Golden Buffaloes on.
That's what's cool. I noticed it's like that yellow with like the Steelers, kind of like that different shade of yellow. Now they have kind of more of like a khaki type of yellow.
I don't know if it's khaki, but I appreciate your, it's a good take on it.
I don't know. It's not yellow like it used to be.
I don't know. That is definitely more Steelers colors. I know what you mean. I would just say it's more golden now. That's more yellow.
Yeah, that's yellow. Now the new one is just kind of golden.
And I did see something cool the other day. Speaking of CU,
the Dion the Pitt coach.
I did see that, but Dion was on with God damn it. He's one of the big college analysts. He used to be on sports radio in Denver. God damn it. He's super handsome, blonde guy. Joel Klatt.
I don't know who he is.
Joel Klatt used to be a Colorado Buffaloes. He was the last time I think they went to the national championship in the 2000s.
Okay.
He was the quarterback. He's now one of the bigger like college analysts. He has a really good podcast as well. But he's insanely good at breaking down.
Oh, sweet.
Just like quarterback play and all that stuff. And he had Dion on and was talking to him about like, a lot of people are thinking that this is going to happen like this, and Dion's like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean like this? And he's like, well, people think that you're just going to turn this around and go win the national championship. He's like, why wouldn't I think like that? He's like, I think that we have the team to do that. He's like, so why wouldn't I think that we could just go to the national championship and win this year? And Klatt's like, well, I mean, like a +4 or 5, change in the win column is like beyond like what a lot of people would ever, like people would be like, that's amazing. He's like, that's not the way we think though. He's like, I know we got the team to go out there and do this. And it's just like, dude, you are so full of confidence.
Wow.
Like, it's wild. Like,
oh, my God. I mean, you just got to think, like, let's give the fans a little recap of their season last year. I think, totally different team, I know.
Like 2-14 or something.
I think they won one game.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was one.
It was very bad. So
yeah.
if you get it to the 500 range, people are going to be like, oh, my God.
Yeah. Like,
especially now with all the conference stuff going on. Are they going to go to the
I've heard they're going to the Big
12?
12.
Yeah, so
I think that's the right move to make.
Well, it sounds like the Pac-12 might be dead if they leave.
Yeah.
In Utah and who else? There's another big team. I think Arizona, somebody's going to leave the Pac-12 too. So
yeah,
they're pretty much dead. But yeah, anyways, that's a digression. In
thank you,
itself.
Dave.
Dave, thank you. We appreciate you, and thank you for putting up with Chad Lee every day at work. I know he's a handful.
Oh, that is so true.
But yeah, no, we appreciate it. And if there's anybody else who has any sort of memorabilia that you want us to fucking throw up on these walls and you don't want it at your house anymore, send it our way.
Come
on.
And
we'll fucking hang it up there and talk to you about it. So you've got that going for you.
That's right.
Send it our way, and we'll shout you out.
Chris, how was your weekend?
It was good, man. Busy again. We're working finally almost 6 days a week, except for today, of course, because the fucking rain.
Glad to hear it.
But yeah, almost got our garden done. I need like 4 or 5 more bags of topsoil, and that thing's done, ready to plant in.
Nice.
Fucking a month late, but hey,
yeah.
When the rain is every day, it's hard to get shit done.
This year's regimen about planting stuff has been totally thrown off.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I do have a tomato plant that's really flourishing out there, but it's definitely behind schedule. But,
yeah. Other than that, I did a lot of research.
What?
Research? Said that weird.
Yep.
Did a lot of research on getting us above and beyond again.
Yep.
And we're going to now. We got a new computer coming in. And we are going to be able to make this show what we have intended it to be for a few weeks now, or a few months, actually. We've had shit to make it awesome and haven't been able to.
Big things are coming.
Big things are coming. Changes are coming. And that's what I spent most of my weekend doing, was getting that ready to go.
Well,
so by next week, we will be on the come up for real.
Yep.
So what about you, Chad? How was your weekend?
We don't really need to get into that too much. We unfortunately got some bummer news involving some family, but I don't think I'll dive into that quite yet.
Totally understandable.
Yep. Very coincidental what we talked about last podcast, and then
was very strange.
The news that we got is just
like
very
shitty
unfortunate.
Serendipity.
Yep. But just all I'll say is just hug your loved ones. Tell them you love them. That's just what you should do out there, everybody. But we don't need to get into a somber thing. We did that enough last week. So
yeah,
just hug those ones you love.
Yeah. Other than that, you're batching it a little bit, so just kind of taking it easy, more or less.
Yep. Yeah. Just kind of chilling, and me and Juno just hanging out.
Nice, cool.
Working out a lot,
working,
pumping
iron, jogging, yogging, running.
Yeah.
Doing a little bit of yogging.
Trying to get swole.
Got into yogging recently.
What is this yogging you're doing?
But yeah,
it wasn't too bad, man.
Yeah, and then last night we fucking hung out and we watched the Nuggets fucking win the goddamn championship.
That was a good fucking
fun, man.
Yeah, Meryl got a good picture of us when it was so like something crazy happened. We just
that was the
both
second time we've done that though. She was like,
yeah.
I should have had my camera out because yeah, literally me and Chad are both standing there like looking at the TV like, fuck. That was a fucking roller coaster, man. That was fun, though.
I can't wait to get into that game here in a little bit.
Yeah, so nuts. Let's move into headlines. We're going to keep cruising along right now. So headlines are coming at you. Let's get into the NFL. There's not too much. There's one thing I kind of wanted to mention. Stephon Diggs has not reported for mandatory minicamp yet. He has been there both days, Monday and Tuesday. He was there, but ended up leaving before practice started. So he signed a 5-year, $96 million extension last year. If he is traded, like, I don't know what his end game is. Chad, we were briefly talking about this before we started recording. Chad brought up a good point I hadn't thought of, and I'll let him bring that up. But if he is traded, they would take a huge dead cap hit, including $13.2 million this year.
Wow.
And a lot of people are thinking this stems from that postseason loss with the Bengals, where, you know, obviously Stephon was not happy with his production and the way the game was going.
Yeah, more than anything, not happy with Josh Allen's play, because there's that iconic photo where he's standing in front of Josh Allen screaming at him, and Allen's not even looking up at him. And
he's
since
just head down,
yeah, Allen gave an interview either yesterday or the day before and said everything's fine. We're really close. Just tried to make everything seem fine, but obviously things are not happy in the old however that saying goes on the old home front.
Yeah, things aren't. Yeah, fuck. Yeah, I think
trouble in paradise.
Trouble in paradise.
That's what I was going
yeah,
for.
Things aren't good on the home front. Both good.
But what I brought up was the fact that the Bills were it was well known that they were pursuing DeAndre Hopkins, and we all know how big of an ego Stephon Diggs has. And if you're trying to bring in another big name like Hopkins, obviously that's going to take away some of the targets.
Some of your targets, yeah.
And that's what Diggs has been pissed about in the past. And so I think that's kind of what's led to some of this disgruntled behavior from him.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, that kind of takes away from, like, being all about winning, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
it's just stuff on Diggs for you, man.
Yeah, apparently, it is what it is. He's really good at catching the football, but at the same time, that might be all he cares about.
Yeah.
Not so much winning the championships. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
He is really good at staring at teams celebrating after they beat him, though.
He does like to go out there and watch them.
Yeah,
I think Jokic did that, though, when they got swept, or when they got beat last year by the Suns, when they got swept.
Really? I didn't know that.
I think he stood out there and, like,
watched.
Last
year with the Warriors?
Oh, shit, it was the Warriors last year. It was Suns 2 years ago. Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, man, so much has happened in the last 3 years.
A lot of turmoil they went through, man.
But, yeah, I mean, there is something to sitting there and watching somebody else and just, like, being like, that should have been me.
Oh, yeah.
But
what else you got for the NFL?
I don't really have anything else for the NFL. The only thing I had was Dalvin Cook says he's in no rush to sign as he knows his worth. So we'll see what happens, see where he lands.
Miami. I think
Miami seems to be the thing. It was Denver there for a little bit. I don't know why. I guess maybe oh my God, I almost said Jamal.
I don't think they think wait a minute. Javonte.
Javonte, yeah, fuck.
Javonte's gonna be ready.
So much Nuggets. I just Jamal. Javonte Williams. Yeah, there's worries. I mean, he did basically shred his whole fucking knee. I think he tore 3 ligaments.
Why.
So
it was like a really bad
I saw him
injury.
out at practice, and they said he's looking like he moves well. So I don't know. Maybe he's ready to go. Maybe they're just sniffing around Dalvin Cook. Regardless, we'll fill you in when we find out where he lands. We don't know where that's going to be yet. Oh, shit. The game started. Yeah, it's been on for 10 minutes now.
Yep, we're watching Game 5 right now of Knights and the Panthers. Knights have a chance to close out tonight, and currently it's 0-0.
Yeah, the Panthers got to do everything they can to hang on.
Yep.
Let's move into – I don't have anything for the NBA because the NBA, there's only one big news story, and we'll get into that in a little bit. NHL, the Rangers hire ex-Capitals head coach Peter Laviolette, 21-year veteran. His contract was not renewed with the Capitals after not making the playoffs. 752 career victories. He is the 8th winningest coach in NHL history. He has had stints with the Hurricanes, Islanders, and Flyers. So, yeah, you see what happens. They go out. They're going to get their guy. And the Capitals – oh, shit, sorry. The Rangers now have their new head coach. I said Capitals too many times, and I kept thinking it was Capitals. Rangers now have their new head coach, so that was the one thing I had in NHL. The other thing I had, do you have anything in NHL?
Nope.
Okay. One other thing, Michael Andlauer, I hope that's how it's spelled or said, Andlauer, and his group of investors, they're going to purchase the Ottawa Senators for a record price reportedly near $1 billion, which just lets you know how far the NHL is undervalued compared to NBA and NFL teams.
Totally different.
Yeah. So Andlauer currently has a 10% stake in the Canadiens, which he must divest. He also, as part of the agreement, is not allowed to move the team and is expected to build a new arena. So Senators are going to stay where they need to be, which is in Ottawa. We need those Canadian teams to stay there. That's why I was kind of hoping maybe the Coyotes move to Canada, but we'll see. There needs to be one more Canadian team. I always feel bad that the Avalanche took away the Nordiques.
Yeah.
And then, we kind of just were gifted a Stanley Cup championship fucking
team.
year one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
really worked out.
I've always felt bad about that. The Nordiques were awesome. I would like to see somebody go back there. But yeah, Senators are going to stay where they are, which is great. Other than that, the only other thing I had, which I don't know if he's playing it or not, but Tkachuk, they weren't saying whether or not he was available tonight earlier today.
I haven't seen. I feel like I would have seen a headline if he wasn't playing. I'm sure he's going to be limited quite a bit.
Yeah, he's got the dreaded upper body injury. He leads the Panthers in goals with 11 and points at 24, and he has 3 game-winning goals in overtime this postseason.
Yeah.
So
he's
definitely the engine of the Panthers.
Having a rough final series.
The finals have not been kind to the Panthers.
Not at all.
But we'll see what happens. MLB, Chad, I'm going to let you take this one because you got more on the MLB than I do.
All right, let's get into it. We got some baseball. Shohei Ohtani last night hit his 20th home run.
Yeah.
Racking him up. He's on pace to hit 48.
I think he's now the first person ever with 100 strikeouts and 20 home runs.
Wow.
In a season.
You put it best earlier when you called him the Jokic of baseball. I thought that was really good.
Basically, yeah, he's just this guy that nobody's doing what he's done before. Jokic now is in a league of his own in terms of some of these records he's setting. It was not since Wilt. I think we need to make a Fringe Fanatics shirt that says not since Wilt, cross it out, and put Jokic underneath.
Yeah, seriously.
Because that's what it's going to be by the time he's done. Not since Jokic has this been done, and I don't know who's going to do it next.
That would be pretty badass to get that shirt.
Shohei Ohtani is that guy for the MLB. I don't know how many more guys. I mean, how long has it been since we've had a pitcher who is this effective offensively, aside from Babe Ruth?
I can't think of
There hasn't been one. So there's
happen.
2 in over the 130 year, MLB
history,
existence. So yeah, it's one of those things you're watching. Even if you're not a fan of the Angels, and I don't think a lot of the Angels fans are fans of the Angels because they still find ways to lose. But you were able to watch one of the best players, and unfortunately, he will not be an Angel next year, it sounds like. I don't know where he's going. I think he already told the Yankees he will not go there.
That's good.
So you were watching one of the best players. Enjoy it while you can because he's going to be gone soon.
Yeah.
There's no way. And he's going to have the most insane American sports contract in history. These soccer guys are a whole nother level.
Yeah.
But in America, he's going to have probably $750 million
I would say it's
contract.
going to be something like that.
Right around
probably 20 years or something.
Some stupid, yeah. Well, they'll still be paying him after he's been retired for 10 years.
He is a unicorn. That's
Bobby Bonilla.
Next news, we got the Oakland A's have won 7 straight. One of the worst teams in baseball is starting to catch fire.
Yeah, and I also have a little bit to piggyback onto that.
I think this was worth pointing out.
Yeah, so Athletic fans are planning a reverse boycott of the team at the stadium tonight. They're playing the Rays, and what they're planning to do is they've been boycotting the stadium. They haven't been going, and the Athletics have basically been done in attendance by most AAA minor league teams this year. Nobody is showing up. And this group is trying to get this game sold out against the Rays. They want as many people there as possible with signs and everything they can. The first 7,000 people are going to be getting bright green shirts with the word sell on the front. And the goal is they want the current owner, John Fisher, to sell the team to someone who's going to keep it in Oakland. These fans, they just want the Athletics to stay where they are, as they've been fans for 50, 60 years, some of them, and they just, why do you want your team to leave? You want them to stay where they are.
Well, I think a big reason for that is the stadium. That was a big reason why the Raiders wanted to leave, because
they
were
play
notorious there for when they would, Andy Reid spoke about it, when they would go use the toilets, they would all overflow.
Yeah.
And so the A's are still playing in that stadium.
Yeah, it's a shit stadium.
It is an old, shitty stadium.
Yeah.
So they need to either get a new stadium or move cities.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. It sounds like they're going to move, but the fans are trying, and, what can you do?
Yep.
They're doing the best they can. What else do you have? Because we both have one thing that we both came up with.
Yeah, and he is the new phenom and someone that we need to talk about because we need to get put our finger on the button because he's going to be what everybody's talking about for weeks going forward, and that is Ellie De La Cruz.
Yes, Ellie De La Cruz.
Jose's got such a cool name too, man.
Yeah, he plays for the Cincinnati Reds.
Yep.
A
Who
team
just swept the Cardinals.
They just swept the Cardinals, and they have not done shit in the last 10 years. I think they have one winning season in the last 10 years.
Yep.
And they're making themselves into must-watch TV right now.
And this guy, he kind of reminds me of Ohtani, except with aside from the pitching, of course, but it's just because he's such a unicorn of a guy that can do it all. He's got that power hitting. He can steal bases super fast.
Yeah, 4 for 4 already.
The guy
hasn't been caught.
Let me pull up this other page here because I wanted to read from it. It was... That speed was front and center Saturday when De La Cruz scored from first base on a double. Scored from first base on a double by third baseman Spencer Steer. Spencer Steer, that's a weird name.
That is a weird name.
De La Cruz made the trip in 11.48 seconds, according to MLB.com, and needed only 3.17 seconds to go from third to home. From 90 feet, 3 seconds.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And what'd we say? When he's hit one home run already so far.
Yeah.
He's got 4 RBIs, and that one home run was like 425 feet.
Yeah, he ripped it. Speaking of the way he's hitting, I think his first hit was a 112-mile-per-hour double, and people are freaking out about his bat speed, the exit velocity of the ball off the bat. And now, was it 4 or 5 games he's played?
Something like that. He's had 28 plate appearances so far.
Okay, so you average about 4 to 5. So, yeah, he's about 4 or 5 games in.
Yep.
He now owns the top 3 spots for exit velocity this season. 118.8, 117.1, 116.6. The next closest speed is Oscar Cola's 113.7.
Wow.
This guy is raking the ball in just an insane way that we haven't seen before. And I mentioned to you before he got called up in the minor leagues, he hit a ball over the fucking scoreboard.
God damn.
Cleared it on the fly out of the stadium. And granted, it's not nearly as big as a major league stadium, but that's just still impressive. This guy's going to be the next Aaron Judge at this point.
I think we're going to be talking about this guy, and I really wanted to get on top of it quick because I think he's going to be in the news every week going forward.
Yeah, it's like I said, right now the Reds are barely, I think they're below 500, and they only have a 3% chance of making the playoffs at this rate, and right now everybody's talking about them. So they're a super young team. They're on the up and up. I think next year, probably not this year. Maybe this year they make a push and almost sniff the playoffs, but
yeah,
I think next year you're going to see a very competitive Reds team with all these young guys coming up. So
I could see it.
We'll see what happens. That does it for MLB. Let's move into golf. Chad, I'll let you start golf.
All right. I just want to preview and talk about the U.S. Open a little bit this week.
Let's do it.
So far, Vegas has Scottie Scheffler as the favorite, plus 700. Then it goes down to Rahm at plus 1,100. Then Koepka, who Koepka just said, I think today or yesterday, that 5 majors is cool and all, but he plans to get double digits. He says he's 33 years old, and it doesn't seem that out of question for him.
I did see, in comparison to Tiger Woods, they are on a very similar trajectory.
They are.
So it is possible that Koepka, I think Koepka is going to be up there in the top 5. If I was going to be a wild card, I would say Koepka is going to win it, just because I think that last win is what's going to set him on fire this year. He's been trying to get that win, trying to get over the hump.
Yep.
He finally did it, gets a major. First live golfer to do it. And, now we're going to see if he can continue that dominance. I think with this live merger, it lights more of a fire to be like, fuck you, PGA guys.
Yeah, we're going to come in here and take over.
Yeah. I think that's what's going to happen. But, dude, at the same time, Scheffler and Rahm both are incredible golfers.
It's hard to count against them. I mean, they're always right there. My pick for it is kind of a long shot. I think he's down at 6th or 7th on which golfer is favored to win, but I'm going to take Cam Smith. Just taking a little calm shot.
Also a live golfer, right?
Shot, yeah. I can't remember.
I think he is, but either way.
Yeah, I think he's that New Zealand kid with
he's a
mullet.
live golfer. Yeah,
I like his mullet. That's why I'm going to them.
You gotta love a good mullet. Well, the only other thing I have in golf, since we both just kind of picked our winners of the, is it the championship? Oh, it's U.S. Open.
U.S. Open.
U.S. Open. Fuck.
Yeah.
That championship already happened. Yeah. Just in terms of us picking our U.S. Open winners, the only other thing I have does kind of revert back to the Live Golf PGA thing. 3 days before the U.S. Senate Subcommittee opened an official inquiry into the PGA's planned alliance with the Saudi PIF fund. I was close. I actually said it last week. You were giving me shit for rattling off just a bunch of acronyms. I said it once. It's the Public Investment Fund. Of the Saudi Arabian royal family.
Oh, I see.
And that is how they are sport washing their money, as everybody says.
Wow.
What basically is happening, the Senate subcommittee is taking a good look into this because they feel like politically there might be some shady shit going on.
I wouldn't doubt it.
And yeah, Jay Monahan, the soon-to-be CEO of whatever this is about to be, came out and said basically 3 days before the Senate subcommittee opened this official inquiry that it was the government's inaction that led him to agree to this controversial partnership with the Saudi PIF fund. So I don't know, man. This shit's getting pretty thick in the weeds. I don't know what's going to happen with it. I mean, you've got the government involved now.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about last week, this is insane. The Saudi government, or Saudi royal family, Saudi government, if you will, basically just purchased golf.
Well, not only just that, they've been taking over soccer too.
Yeah. Well, they were trying to get Messi.
Yeah.
And we were going to go into that, but I don't know enough about the Messi stuff to go into the MLS thing.
No, we could just cover the topic that Messi's going to.
He's agreed
Miami.
to go to Inter Miami.
Yeah.
And what we saw was since like a week ago, the ticket prices to get into their first game was $21. And since the mention of Messi more than likely signing there, it's like $420-some to get in. So
I mean,
an MLS game, that's fucking nuts, dude.
Won the World Cup last year, got awarded the best player for it, possibly the best soccer player in the world.
Of all time. Well, he's up there in all time, probably like top
time,
5
definitely.
at least. Yeah.
Yeah. There's that 20-year-old that on Manchester City though. That dude just came out and said,
I think he got signed when he was like 16 or 17.
Yeah,
something
and it's
crazy
funny.
like
He's
that.
real cocky. He's just like, I can't pronounce his name. It seems like a Norwegian name or something like that. But he was like, I'm only 20 years old. Just wait. He's like saying like there's gonna be a lot more to come. But yeah, I mean, you look at like the World Cup is just held in Qatar. It's just gonna. I mean, they've been purchasing teams, paying players outrageous amounts. I think their move is to try to take over these sports like golf and soccer where there is so much money and they know that they can take it over, basically.
Well, as crazy it is, and I don't mean to compare the Saudi royal family to the Nazis, but in 1936, the Olympics were held in Germany, and I don't know if everybody remembers that. That was like the first ever sports washing thing where it's like we're holding the Olympics here to try and basically like, you know, make people kind of like, oh, maybe they aren't so bad. You know what I mean? That's the whole point of this, is to be like, oh, well, you know, look what they did for golf. Look what they did for the Olympics. You know, it's that same type of thing. But yeah, this is getting into some weird shit, man. I don't know where it's going to go.
Hopefully there's a Jesse Owens to kind of like
just to be the hero. Yeah,
just
we'll
like
see. Tiger Woods.
Yeah,
I don't know. But yeah, it's getting weird. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. I think the government getting involved in this is gonna make this a lot more of a crazy thing than it was going to be before. But I mean, with everything that's happened, it's not honestly that surprising that the government's like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh yeah, there's
so much money. Like on. Yeah, and now they're saying like, so the PGA is still going to be like the main operating like manager, if you will.
Yeah,
the PGA will have the end all, like be all in terms of say. But yeah, this is weird, man.
Yeah,
it's only going to get weirder. But we don't know that much else about it, so we are going to move on.
Well, just to touch on that, next week we will have on Adam Shine Time and he will help.
Yep.
He'll be able to explain this a lot better for you guys.
Next week we might have a few guests.
Yeah.
So that's going to be pretty fun.
Stay tuned.
Next week, things are leveling up. You better be tuned in next week because you want to be on the precipice of awesomeness that is coming to Fringe Fanatics. So
that is for sure.
Make sure next week you tell at least 1 or 2 friends to tune in with you as well because they're going to want to see it as well.
On the last topic of headlines, the UFC, Amanda Nunes retires after a dominant performance over Irina Aldana. Last week, I kind of said something about how, maybe Aldana might upset her. I could not have been more wrong. She got her ass beat for 5 straight rounds.
I will give her this, though. They talked a lot about it beforehand, that when she was on the ground and she liver kicked that chick, they were saying, like, that's it. No, we've never really seen anybody do that before. And the way Aldana, that is, the way she defenses ground and pound shit, like when she's on the ground and someone's standing up, there is something to that. Like the way she's attacking is something that I think could be like maybe something a lot of people start doing to effectively take away the grappling of these Brazilian guys or girls for that matter, because I do feel like if you were actively attacking, especially, those guys are standing, their midsection's pretty much open to you as they're kind of swinging down.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, Aldana might be onto something. I wouldn't be surprised if we see in the UFC maybe like a little bit of parity in terms of these fighters starting to do that shit more often, especially if you're more of a striker going against a grappler where you're like, okay, yeah, I'll fucking fall on the ground, but I'll stay here and I'll attack you the whole time. Because I do feel like that threw Nunes off a few times where it's like these kicks are coming and it's like you can't just jump in there. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, there's a lot of momentum that come up from those up kicks, and a lot of times they catch people.
To score a knockout off the ground for one is nuts. So.
Yeah, that would be badass.
To just drop somebody with a liver shot. That might be a thing.
That's how Brandon Moreno won that last fight. Mm-hmm. But we just got to highlight Amanda Nunes, an amazing career. She is the GOAT, no doubt about it. Better than Ronda Rousey, better than Valentina Shevchenko.
Best female fighter ever.
There's no question about it. Yeah. And for the people out there, it's like, oh, you can't forget about Ronda. Ronda paved the way for women's mixed martial arts. There's no doubt about that. But Ronda couldn't really handle losses like a champion really could. It routed her. She admitted
she was ruined after that last loss.
She was almost suicidal afterwards because some people can't really handle it. Then she goes and makes a bunch of money in the WWE. But the way it should be put is she paved the way for women, and then Amanda came through and expanded that road and showed how you can have a longevity in a career as a champion. And it's something that I don't know if any woman is ever going to be able to replicate. I mean, her career, you look at her resume and all the women that she defeated, and in the fashion that she did it,
pretty much utter dominance.
It was. And it's cool because when I started getting back into the UFC about 7 or 8 years ago, she was starting her reign. And so it was really kind of sad for me when she took off, when she got her gloves cut off and then she put them down there. I was so happy for her with her daughter out there and everything, but I'm not going to lie. I was a little choked up and I got goosebumps just to see the end of it. Like in NFL and stuff like that, we can see a career go 20 years, 15 years, but in the UFC, you're lucky
5,
12,
6,
10 years and stuff. So I was
like a running back in the NFL.
I was really bummed out to see it, just come to an end.
I was surprised that she retired, but then honestly, like when I look back and you were looking at like some of the shit they were showing prior to the fight, like her and her wife and the fact that her wife's pregnant now, and again, so they're gonna have a second child, and I get it, man. It's hard to, because I feel like with the NFL, you get like in NBA, you get in this rhythm where you can still have a family life. But I feel like when you're training for a fight, like those 3 months before the fight, like you were non-existent. You were training, you were battling, you're sparring. Like it just completely absorbs you. Where I feel like in sports, like with NBA and the NFL, you still get to like.
Well, remember we talked
about
get
a break
when Israel beat Alex Pereira and his son's over there like getting consoled by his mom after his dad just got clocked.
Adesanya just fucking shits on his son.
Yeah, and that's the difference. We brought this up on a different podcast where in other sports, you see your dad go 4 of 18 on a shooting night, or he has a bad day golfing or something. But in mixed martial arts, you see your dad get knocked the fuck out, or maybe beat so bad he has to get put into an ambulance afterwards. It's a whole different era or a different ball game when it comes to involving family. And so I totally get it. And, hats off to her. She retired on top. So,
it's, the Peyton Manning walk-off. You don't get to do that too much. Win it all and just say, I'm fucking done.
That's the way to do it, yeah. And then Charles Oliveira, before that, the co-main event, pretty much dominated Dariush. I did not expect this. I picked Dariush to win, but God damn. You know what I will say about this is the head kicks. Oliveira started the fight off.
They saw something in training where they knew, just to attack the fucking head.
Man, he hit that head kick came in so hard, and because Dariush even blocked it.
It doesn't matter though. You're still getting, even if you put your fist there, your own fist is hitting you in the head.
He got rocked, and that's what really threw him off. And Oliveira finished him off on the ground in a TKO. And I'd say now we got to make a rematch for Makhachev and Oliveira, because Oliveira is the #1 contender. Even though Islam, I was talking about this with a buddy at work, and he was like, I don't know, man. Islam kind of dominated him in that fight, but it's like, do you really want to make Oliveira fight somebody else when he's already the #1?
What's the point? Yeah, he's proven again that he needs the fucking rematch, so you might as well give it to him.
Dariush had won 8 fights going into that in a row, and so it's just, there's no denying that he's worthy of it. Give him a rematch. Maybe he had an off night that night.
Yeah, I agree. We'll see what happens. And then the next big UFC, isn't that Conor versus
No, we don't even have a date set for that.
I thought it happened at the end of the fucking Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, that's what everybody's been talking about, how it's bogus.
I haven't been watching the Ultimate Fighter. Have you?
Yeah, I have been. But that's normally it's always pre-recorded. I think they recorded it back in February or January. I want to say.
Usually the end of the season, the fight fucking happens.
That's what normally happens. But because Conor has roided up,
he's got a fucking
and he's weighing
USADA. He's got to get through USADA now.
I guarantee you, he's probably weighing 225 or something. I saw.
He's supposed to fight at like 189, isn't he, or like 185?
Well, when he fought the last time when he fought Dustin Poirier, they fought at 155.
Oh, it was 155.
155. And
no way. He's 200 pounds right now.
I've seen some clips from Instagram that didn't make it to the show where Chandler and Conor are talking, and they're joking about like fighting at 185. And
I heard they cut like a weird part out of that initial interaction with him. There was like one viral clip that came out where Conor was talking to him, and he said something to him, and I guess they cut out what's his name's response, not McGregor's, fucking Chandler's response.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I just thought like usually the way those work was like the final fight was a live event.
Yep. It was,
and the fight happened then.
I texted you this whenever it first got announced. It was like a Saturday morning where it got announced, and I told you, I was like, yep, it's going to fight at 170. But we haven't seen anything yet, because if people out there don't know, when Conor had to leave and take a hiatus to repair his leg, you leave USADA, which is the drug testing when it's
they govern everything in terms of fighting.
They also used to do the Olympics, and they still might. I don't know, but the thing of it is like, to come back into the UFC, you have to enter the USADA pool where you get tested for 6 months before you can even get scheduled for a fight.
Yeah.
So we're still 6 months away from a fight even being scheduled.
Oh, because they just entered the USADA shit?
Well, he hasn't. We don't even know if he's in it, because, I mean, he's still jacked as fucking shit. He just knocked out the Miami Heat fucking mascot.
Dude, out cold, apparently. Yeah. I've been trying to read just find out what the fuck happened, because they just say he went to the ER and got pain medication. I think when he hit him on the ground, I think his head hit the court and knocked him the fuck out. I think it
was obviously like a circus stunt, but I mean, he fucking clocked him, dude.
It went bad.
He hit him hard.
It went terrible. That's the worst it could go.
He just makes himself look like an idiot everywhere he goes, man. I was hoping that this fight would get scheduled so that Chandler could beat his ass, but I don't know. We'll see.
I feel bad because, dude, I feel like Conor helped make the UFC what it is, and there's probably a few guys you could say did that, but I feel like in terms of, it was at a point, and then Conor happened, and I felt like it reached another point.
It's just like when when you play Mario Brothers and you're doing
mushrooms.
all right, you get the mushroom and then you get the
star.
star.
Oh shit! Conor McGregor was a star.
That's what he was. He was a star, and there's no denying that. He elevated it to a whole nother level. I was a sucker for it too. It was fun to watch.
He's a good fucking fighter, dude, and he's a good fucking showman.
Yeah, he's a good promoter. That's really what he is.
His pre-press fight, shit is fucking on top.
Yeah,
of
I'll never
anybody.
forget when he told Floyd Mayweather, "You can't read. You can't fucking read."
Yeah.
I was laughing my ass off, man, because 50 Cent proved that.
Yeah, he can't read.
Yep.
Poor guy.
But yeah, we do have a good. Yeah, he can't, but he can make millions and billions of dollars.
Yeah, it doesn't matter apparently if you can read or not. If you can fight.
It sucks. It's pretty far away. I think it's in July, mid-July.
The best UFC card ever.
It is a good
290.
UFC. Well, it's in July is International Fight Week, and the UFC always puts on the best pay-per-view, and that's when they're going to hold the BMF title.
God damn it! I thought I fucking put that on mute.
And
Sorry for
it's
that.
Dustin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje. We talked about this, I think, a different previous episode.
I actually talked about last week.
Yep,
because we were mentioning just about like the BMF being like kind of a bullshit title, but yet
but this will be a good
what
fight
it does
card
for guys.
Yeah. So the week before we'll be previewing that one. As far as right now, that's it for headlines.
That is it. That's all I've got. That's all you've got. We are about to take a quick break, but while we take that break, you are about to hear Horse Bitch, our musical break guest of the month. This song is called A Song About a Room. So as the rest of the songs, they all are a song about insert blank. So this
they all
is
tell a good story.
A song about a room. If you haven't yet, please go like and follow Horse Bitch on all things streaming, wherever you can find their music. And we will be right back. We appreciate you guys making it this far. And we'll see you shortly.
A no-go. My Instagram DMs are a barren wasteland. I would have texted, but you have a new number now, probably. And it wouldn't be the same, probably. But I want to text you, and I want to call you. Get back together with me. Oh, please get back together with me. Please, please get back together with me. Oh.
And we are back. You just heard Horse Bitch, a song about a room. And hopefully you enjoyed being in that room with Horse Bitch.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, definitely dug having these guys on. They're a super rad band out of Denver, Colorado. They are up-and-comers in the Denver music scene. So if you haven't yet, please go follow them and subscribe to anything they're on in terms of streaming, Spotify, whatever it is. If you're looking to find out when they're playing next or download or purchase these songs, you can go to horsebitch.bandcamp.com and find all of that stuff located there. Otherwise, you can find them on Instagram at horsebitch. There's some weird symbols in there that I don't know how to speak, but just search horsebitch on Instagram. It'll
definitely come up.
On that, well, I almost said on that note again. Goddamn, I'm trying to stop, guys. I'm trying to actively stop saying on that note. But
onwards.
Moving on to the next thing. Let's go with that one. We are going to talk a little bit about the penalty box. We're going to switch things up a little bit because we are going to end the show on the Nuggets. It's a Nuggets-centric episode. So we're going to talk about the Florida Panthers versus the Vegas Golden Knights, who are currently in Game 5. And the Golden Knights are up 2-1. Florida just scored literally as I was speaking.
That's crazy.
Florida
right when you were
scored
saying
2-1.
Wow, it snuck in there.
Snuck in over the fucking
now
left
we got
shoulder.
A game.
Who
2-1. All right, let's do the shot.
Let's do a shot. We got to do a shot at the turn.
Shot at the turn. Here we go.
Cheers.
Drinkity drink. Drinking the Four Roses, recommended by my mother.
I did think it was weird after we started drinking the Four Roses. I started listening to Kill Tony, and one of their sponsors is the Red Rose and the Yellow Rose Strip Club.
Oh, no shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
I always fast forward
half
to the
of the
ads.
roses.
I'll be damned.
I've listened to a few of them. I'll give the ads a few listens through. You never know. This might be something funny that happens. Either way, though, here we are. The Vegas Golden Knights are up 3-1 in this series. If they win tonight, it is all over. And we have an expansion team as the new Stanley Cup champions. Right now, though, it is a close game. We're 17 minutes and 11 seconds left in the second period. How about almost halfway through this game? A little under.
That would be pretty crazy if the Knights get a Stanley Cup 6 years into their inception, maybe. What would that be?
I think it's 4.
Maybe
Fuck,
so.
Dude.
Yeah, it's not much.
It's not much. But yeah, they made it to the Stanley Cup Finals the first year of their existence and lost to the Capitals. Here they are. They've been perennial playoff teams every year. I think they've been in the playoffs every year. And right now, they are the favorites to close this thing out. I mean, sitting at 3-1, Florida has the impossible task of coming back and basically winning 3 straight. And I don't know if that's possible right now with the way the Knights are playing.
We were talking about it earlier. The similarities between them and the Heat, which is another team that they're the neighbors
teams.
Yeah, they're just right there. And I mean, they've got grit. They are a team that won't go down. Man, I saw a stat when it comes to the power play.
2017.
Yeah, it's 6 years.
6 years.
They're 0-18, I think, at the power play this series, dude.
The Panthers?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
the
not,
Knights
that's
have been
not a stat you want to have at all.
I want to say it's 0-18 or like 0-15, maybe something like that, but I'm pretty sure it's 0-18.
Well, and it's like we were talking about. It was off air, but Tkachuk is limited this game, and that's a huge thing. Tkachuk is sitting. I think he's got what did I have written in here? 11 goals and 24 points, leading the Panthers in terms of production, and he also has 3 overtime goals, which in this postseason have elevated them to where they're at now. So,
we'll keep you guys updated as the game goes on.
Yeah, we'll keep you guys updated. We'll probably be out of here well before the end of this game, but before we leave, we will give you an update. And we might have 2 champions here back-to-back in terms of days. So let us move in to the end-all, be-all of this episode.
The meat of it.
The meat of it, the thick of it, whatever you want to call it.
The
fat you got to chew on. The Denver Nuggets, man. I am.
They are 2023 champions.
2023 champions, 16-4 in this playoff run. Let me just give you guys a little bit of shot of this.
Old school jersey right there.
That's right.
You know the jersey I want to get? It's the Christian Brown jersey.
Okay, you're going to get that one. You know who I'm going to get? I already decided.
Murray?
No, AG.
Oh, that's cool. I dig that.
AG.
You know, it's awesome that he went and partied with everybody.
Dude, I was going to talk about it. Did you see those videos of him crossing this fucking, like, he's at a fucking, like, crosswalk and partying with, like, probably, like, at least 100, 150 fans all in one area.
Wow.
Just walking down the street his fucking no shirt, just in his shorts.
Oh, my God.
Fucking partying with the people, dude.
That's when I heard about that, man, I could not believe it. Like, it was just so amazing to hear that. You know, you think about what these guys do. And sometimes they go to nightclubs. I'm sure Jokic went home to hang out with his family.
Jokic didn't want to be there.
He was ready to
so
go.
mad.
He was like, got a fucking photo? All right, well, I'm going to have my daughter in it.
God.
But, man, with Gordon out there partying with the people in downtown Denver, the overhead shots of that last night, if anybody hasn't seen, downtown Denver was on fire last night. Not literally, but there was lots of fireworks.
No, there wasn't any crazy riots. There was one shitty thing that happened that we don't really want to bring up.
Yeah, we're not going to
glorify that shit.
Yeah.
Some people are injured, unfortunately. We'll breeze past
Every
that.
city has bad apples. We will say
exactly,
that.
and those bad apples ruin it for the rest of us.
Damn bastards.
Bastards. But yes, I mean, so many fucking cool things happened last night.
Man, I'm sorry to interrupt, but we just got to get to. What an ugly game, dude. I could not believe it. I was telling some guys at work today, that looked like, and I said it last night watching it, it looked like when we watched the scene from Longest Yard when they play basketball.
Oh, yeah.
That's what that seemed like.
Dude, the first half was the ugliest basketball we have watched all season. Also, one of the worst refereed halves of basketball I've ever seen in my life.
I couldn't believe it.
I didn't know what was a foul and what wasn't. There was no way to tell what was going to be a foul.
It was like a drowning pool concert out there.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Let the bodies hit the floor. That's what it was like, man. We saw constantly on possessions where someone would set a screen, someone would flop or something, somebody would
people
just
laying on the ground.
Laying over, and the rest were like, nope, not calling on that.
No, yeah, but then some ticky-tacky bullshit they're going to fucking blow the whistle on. That was rough. I'm not going to... It doesn't matter.
Well, I got to say, though, the only analyst out there that I will applaud for bringing it up, because I feel like the NBA has instructed mainstream analysts to not bring it up and not talk about the officiating when it's... I get it if it's just a little ticky-tacky, but when it was so blatant last night that Mark Jackson and Van Gundy are constantly making comments on it, then it deserves to be brought up, especially the challenge that didn't get overturned.
Dude, that was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Jimmy Butler kicked Aaron Gordon in the fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon standing there like this, and gets kicked in the nuts, and they review it and call a fucking foul. I don't even know how, and that just goes to show you. So you have people there watching it live, and you're gonna kick it. Oh no, the ball fell.
I need my stress ball. That's what I need.
You're gonna have people watching it live and calling these calls, and then you're gonna send it out to some other to New York to basically, oversee the call, and they don't call that. What are we talking about?
It was completely obvious.
What are we fucking talking about?
Here's why we have guys that are considered experts calling the game, Mark Jackson, and then, of course, we got to say Breen, 100th finals game.
He's the only
legend
good thing.
in the game. He is the only good one. I don't like Van Gundy
crew.
either. But the reason why they have those guys on there because they supposedly know what they're talking about. And during that play, they say, "Oh, it's obvious. This is going to get overturned."
He kicked out.
Yeah, he kicked out. And then they come through and say, "Nope, Aaron Gordon was in his landing space."
Standing straight up.
I could not believe it.
Perpendicular.
Yeah, I got to give credit to Jay Williams on Keyshawn J and Max this morning.
Keyshawn J. Will and Max?
I can't ever say it all together. But anyway, he said, this is how he brought it. He's like, I want to talk about the officiating. And Max was even just like, are you sure? I don't know. I feel like the NBA, Silver tells ESPN because ESPN's considered the leading.
You said it last night, dude. They wanted another game.
They wanted another game. You think about the advertising revenue they get from that.
They wanted another game.
And what network is the game streamed on and aired on? ESPN.
ESPN and ABC.
Disney. And so Jay Williams brings it up. He brings up the Aaron Gordon foul, and he's like, this isn't even close. And Max is like, come on, that's at least close. He was in the landing space. You see, Jimmy Butler's
he wasn't.
He kicks him.
If he landed where he jumped, he would have just landed where he jumped.
Mark Jackson even brings up during the game, that should have even
fucking joke.
Believe me, I'm not giving him credentials at all, but he brought up the point.
Having to hear this crew call, aside from Breen, having to hear this crew, dude, was agonizing for this finals.
It would be Christmas morning if we could have got Doris. Doris is the OG.
Or TNT, for that matter.
Oh, TNT would have been fantastic.
All of them were on the Nuggets. ESPN was the only fucking 4-letter network, or whatever the fuck you want to call them, that was shitting on the Nuggets as much as they could.
Oh, God, it was
God
awful.
forbid.
Yep.
God forbid this happened.
And
it did. So
for 2 hours
fuck
this morning,
you, ESPN.
It was like they were forced
Enjoy Pat
to talk
McAfee, you fucks.
Oh, I can't wait. Pat McAfee's going to wreck them. I fucking can't wait. He's gonna bring a balance to this.
They're not going to like it. I don't know how this is going to work.
Well, they know he gets views. They see the money.
But he talks shit on everybody. He doesn't care.
But that's just that's what's going
Either
to work.
way.
But that's why I loved having JJ on today. JJ Redick fucking set Stephen A right when he was like, "Oh no, Shaquille O'Neal's the most dominant center of all time," and JJ sets him right. He was like,
"It was a few days ago too when he said that thing about when Stephen A said that Jokic was not a premier post player and all that shit."
Yeah.
And then JJ says, "Let me give you the stats of the last 10 fucking years."
Yeah, mic drop.
The most dominant post play percentage-wise in the last 10 years is Nikola Jokic in the fucking post.
Yeah.
And he eats people alive, dude.
Oh, dude, and it was great because Stephen A has to be like, all right, well, I stand corrected.
Yeah, he did it.
That's why I love.
I was
JJ
surprised.
Redick.
I was surprised.
I really love JJ Redick on there because he has defended the Nuggets since day one. He defends Jokic because this was the topic that Shaq is the most dominant center of all time. But what Redick's standpoint was, it's a different type of dominance. Shaq was all muscle and everything like that.
Yeah, nobody could stop Shaq.
Here's what they don't fucking bring up.
Pounds than everybody
Let's
else.
bring up the free throw percentage. Let's bring up. Okay,
let's talk about the fucking 3-point percentage.
That's what I was just about to say. Shaq attempted 22 3-pointers in his career. Okay. The whole career.
That's an insane
He's
stat.
made
22.
He made one of them.
Yeah.
And those were all in games where they were blowing teams out, whatever. Jokic, he averaged 47%
in the playoffs.
In the playoffs from three.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me about dominance, okay? It's a different type of dominance.
Let me talk to you about fucking dominance real quick. Right now, I'm going to talk to you about
read off the resume.
Dominance.
Read off the resume, man.
In the fucking playoffs, Jokic became the first player in history to lead the league in points, 600, rebounds, 269, and assists, 190.
Preach.
In a single postseason, people. This is 20 games.
Yeah.
20 fucking games. Throughout the series, Jokic once again displayed his imposing all-around game against Miami, finishing with averages 32.2 points per game, 14 rebounds per game, and 7.2 assists per game on 55% shooting from the field, 46% shooting from three, and 80% shooting from the free throw line.
That's insane.
This is insane dominance.
Averaging a triple-double.
From a 7-foot center, people.
Also got to add, he had a 30, 20, and 10 game.
Yeah, only ever in the fucking finals.
Murray
and
him
in the playoffs
are the only duo in history to have a 30-point triple-double.
Yep.
For both of them. And I was going to bring this up to you. To divert a little bit from this game, because I know we're going to get heated just fucking talking about how awesome they were. Can you give me your favorite game? Okay, let's take out last night's obvious. They closed it out.
That was one of the worst games we watched.
What was your favorite game from this postseason?
Man, I would just say because of what it meant Game 4 against Lakers.
I love that. Yeah.
Just because of what it meant. But that 30, 20, and 10 game, that
was huge. Them getting triple doubles together.
What's yours? Because I feel like you got a point and I didn't say it. So what's yours?
No, mine was the closeout game of the Suns when they had 83 points at half.
Yeah.
Yeah. The efficiency. And see, this is what I hate is because it was brought up today. And I've told you before, I watch First Take for my own masochistic tendencies, really, because it just pisses me off and it almost gives me topics to argue about now. Like
because of the fucking asinine bullshit they bring up.
For one, we didn't even talk about Perkins picked the Heat, okay? How's that pick looking now, Perkins? Why don't you go eat another fucking donut?
The Denver Nuggets is it. I don't.
That's why I love Reddick. Reddick's the one that finally called him out. You got sleep apnea, man? They need to get that mic 5 feet away from him, man.
You need a room mic on that motherfucker.
It's like, stop, you mouth breather. You fucking mouth breather, Perkins. I hope you sue us, dude.
Please.
Fuck you.
You'll make us famous.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, fuck Kinder Perkins, dude.
Juno's
continue your point,
up
though.
too. She's
continue your point. She's all
my
excited.
point is, that Suns game, man, it proved their efficiency, and I just can't stand like the fact that like on today, Mad Dog's like, oh, it wasn't that dominant of a performance during the playoffs.
Or Legwall, dude. Or
are you fucking kidding?
Legler came out today and was like, I mean, they beat an 8 seed. Like, okay. Yeah. It's like, okay, well, let's talk about the fact that they beat the Phoenix team that it was everybody
picked them.
They were to win the fucking finals.
Yep.
They were the #1 team to win the finals.
Night score
Holy
again.
Shit, 2-3. Or no, 2-4 now.
No,
Panthers
3-1. What are you talking about?
The Panthers have 2. Oh shit.
Oh my god, they've 4-1.
They put it on the wrong side before they went to
Oh yeah.
So it's 1-4. Vegas is up 4-1 now.
Blowout.
Wow, this could be over before it started.
Yep.
What the fuck was I talking about?
Legler
comes out and says, "Oh, they beat an 8 seed." Okay, yeah. What about the team that you guys all had picked in the Suns? What about the dark horse coming out of nowhere, revamped Lakers that were supposed to be favorites to win it all? No.
Yeah.
They weren't.
You know what I hate about that? If the Heat won this series, all we would have heard was, this is the best 8 seed to ever win the series. They beat the Celtics. They beat the Bucks.
Oh my god, everything they did is insane.
They beat the Knicks. But then when the Nuggets beat them, it's like, oh, it's just an 8 seed. I can't stand it. What's great, and here I'm glad I didn't forget about it. I got to say it. You know, we're bouncing all over the place, and this is what this segment was meant for. But when we talked about it earlier this season, how many times Embiid whined about getting the MVP?
You got what he wanted.
You know what?
He got what he wanted.
I bet he was sitting with that trophy, crying, while Jokic is holding up the Finals MVP, the trophy that really mattered, and talking about analysts that I respect. Sometimes I disagree with them, but it's the show that I religiously watch every single day, PTI. Today, Tony Kornheiser said he was robbed. He led his team to more wins, more than Giannis, more than Embiid.
Statistically, way better in almost every category.
Played more games.
It's because they didn't want to give it to him. Because God forbid you give the guy who deserves it, and I hate to say this, because he's white.
Yep.
And because he hadn't won a championship.
Yeah. And you know what's funny about that? Wilbon defended himself in a horrible manner because he said, it's a regular season award.
Then change it.
Okay, but here's my argument to that.
Then change it.
All season long, we hear these motherfuckers like Wilbon, like Perkins, like Stephen A. said, Jokic doesn't deserve it because he hasn't won a finals yet. Hasn't won it all.
What has
How does that have to do with the regular season?
What has Embiid done?
He hasn't even made it to the conference
He hasn't
final.
even fucking sniffed the conference finals.
Yep.
Let alone a conference finals MVP.
But do you see the contradiction?
Jokic got the, what is it now? I think they call it the Magic Johnson MVP, or what is it? What is it now?
Yeah,
the Western Conference? Yeah. So he's got that. He goes and gets the Larry O'Brien trophy. He gets the Bill Russell trophy. Yeah. He got every trophy you can fucking get. And I hate to say it, dude. We both listened to Zach By today. Jokic, if you have money right now, put it on him to win the fucking MVP
next year.
Because he's going to.
Because that's what I'm talking about.
Even if he gets 10% less of what he did this year, he will win the NV fucking P.
Yep.
And you're talking a 90% of what he did.
If someone was out there to take and I'm sure it's out there somewhere, like bar graph or a trajectory of his stats over the last 3 years.
He's only gotten better
since getting the MVP. He only is getting better, and he's only going to get better next year.
He only got better this year and was fucking robbed by Kendrick fucking Perkins.
But I'm going to pound it to the ground because that's the fucking contradiction. All we heard was he can't get a third MVP because we can't have someone having a 3-time MVP without winning it all. Well, it's not they just fucking said it's just a regular season award. So why are you including this?
Yeah, exactly. That's the most asinine thing about it. Yeah. Okay, it's a regular season award. But yeah, exactly. He didn't win it in the postseason. That's not what fucking matters.
I'm telling you, like, it's a disgrace to Disney and ESPN for them to have these analysts on there. They're not experts. They're not people that know what they're talking about. It's only to create ratings. And Stephen A. has even admitted it to JJ when JJ Redick said, we need to talk about these other franchises. We need to talk about the Kings. We need to talk about the Nuggets. We need to talk about the Thunder. But
yeah,
that's
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to be one of the top players in the NBA here.
They criticized Mad Dog today because he constantly, every fucking week, says Shai Gilgeous. I don't know his fucking name. He was first team All NBA this year.
Did you like how Lisa Salters got booed last night when she was interviewing Michael Malone?
No, I didn't. Know that.
Was it Michael Malone? Oh no, it was Stan Kroenke. I think it was the first person she interviewed.
That's awesome.
And everybody just fucking booed her. Like, you don't fucking know. You don't know who Jokic is.
Yep.
Then who the fuck are you?
I'm just tired of, like, I think we really need to shift, and this is something I think hopefully Fringe Fanatics can help do, because we talk about the right things and not just about what's going to create ratings and shit. But I really hope, and this is a pipe dream, that one of these days we can get to a point where we talk about the relevant playmakers and the people that deserve headlines and it deserve to be talked about, and not just the Lakers, not just the Celtics and Heat. These other
not
clubs.
Just because of who you are that you deserve to be talked about. I mean, teams like the Trailblazers. I mean, look what they've tried to do with Damian Lillard for this long.
Yeah,
they've tried to do what the Nuggets could do, and nobody can fucking do it.
Nobody could do it.
Nobody could beat the fucking Goliaths.
Yep.
It took a David like the fucking Nuggets to just fucking shit on the fucking Lakers, to shit on the Suns, who are the favorites.
It took 2 GMs, man, and they did it just
and
right.
And that's one thing. You're exactly right. Tim Connolly, I know he's in charge of the Timberwolves now, but that dude built this fucking franchise.
Yeah.
Calvin Booth just fucking...
He added the second layer.
He added the second layer.
With KCP.
KCP, Bruce Brown, who Bruce Brown said he wants to be back. I don't know if it's going to happen.
Wow, that would be awesome.
He said he wants to be back.
He said last night, before he got interviewed, he was like, I'm about to get paid.
Yeah, Aaron Gordon too. So this man's about to get a bag.
Yeah.
And I hope he does. And if it's not with us, it is what it is, man.
Yeah,
Bruce Brown's a guy
basketball.
that, unfortunately, I do feel like with a role player, you can replace him. He was probably, if you could give a postseason 6-man award, fucking Bruce Brown.
Oh, no doubt, man, no doubt. And there should be awards like that.
Him and KCP both in that game, I think they combined for 21 points.
Yep.
And they had some key plays.
Let's talk about the steal, man. The steal of the season is what it's called, man. Right there, and you know what I realized today? The Heat season, back-to-back, last year against Game 7, against the Celtics, Game 7 in Miami, and then last night, both of their seasons ended on Butler's bricks.
And we talked about it last night, dude. That was a terrible shot to take.
It was so bad. They had 20 seconds left on the shot clock.
I think the Nuggets got it with 8 or 7 seconds left.
After the rebound.
After the rebound.
Yeah.
Why? And we were bitching this too about the Nuggets too. Run your fucking offense.
Yeah.
Eat some time, set up the offense, and fucking run it.
And then Miami
and we all know when Michael Porter Jr. fucking got that ball and took it down and shot that 3, we were all saying, no!
Yeah, we were yelling
I think
no.
me and you both yelled, no!
Oh, yeah,
and then we were like,
did.
yeah!
We stand corrected, man. We did. It was great. And you know the best part about that, we got to say, Jokic's reaction. He fucking screamed. He was so happy for his teammate.
Speaking of Jokic's reactions, we need to talk about this right now.
Oh, yeah, let's get to it.
There was a period, I think it was
let's
it
call
the
it a
third
Jordan
quarter?
I'd say late third quarter. I want to rewatch this game. I do.
Yeah, we need to because we'd both been drinking and we were both fucking extremely
adrenaline
involved.
was running high.
But there was a point where Jokic was the most demonstrative we've ever seen him on the sidelines. Fucking screaming.
Oh,
at
he was,
people.
man. I've never seen him like this.
Screaming. Like, you need to get, basically saying, you need to pull your fucking heads out of your asses. Yep. This is the fucking finals. We need to fucking win this game.
It was right around that time, like you said, the guys were pulling up shooting. They weren't running offense. And you know that's what Jokic likes to run. He doesn't like to do pull-up shots. They're not the Warriors. They're not the Houston Rockets with Harden. They don't just shoot a bunch of threes, you know, and he likes to run
the fucking offense. You take the best shot possible.
Yep. Even if it's the two-man game, run that. And they weren't. And you could see right before they called this timeout when the Heat started to make a comeback. They might, I think at that point they even had the lead. You see him right before they call a timeout just go, he was so pissed. And then they go to the bench and he is, like you said, just
fucking demonstrative, fucking screaming.
And I loved it, man. That is a Jordan moment. That's a Kobe moment where you fucking lay into your teammates. They deserve it. You got to call them out.
I mean, dude, we'll say this to this day, that was not the way you want to win a championship in terms of like the game itself. The run there is perfect, but that last game is not the way you want to win that game.
At least through three quarters.
At least through three quarters.
It shows the character, though.
It does.
Let's get to what you shared to me today. A little soundbite that a reporter caught after the game where Malone speaks to Michael Porter, who, shooting-wise, from three, had a rough night.
17? Just rough night.
The whole team.
Rough series.
Yeah, rough series.
17% from three.
Unbelievable.
From a guy
bad.
who shot almost 48% from three in the regular season. Oh, my, it's over. It is over, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a bloodbath. The Vegas Knights are going to be Stanley Cup winners.
Bobrovsky's probably going to get pulled here shortly. 4-1.
Jesus.
5-1.
That's what it was turning to.
Shit. I thought that was the fourth goal. 5-1. We have 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in the second period in the Stanley Cup final. Who scores it? Who is it?
Do they hit 10?
Oh, wow. Dude, that's some beautiful puck movement.
That is awesome.
Oh, you get eaten alive as a goalie like that. Across the ice.
Boom.
Boom.
Beautiful.
Oh. Was that through the 5? Oh, look at Vegas just blow up out there outside the stadium. Dude, they got...
That's cool.
Hey, I'll give Vegas this much, dude. They know how to have a fucking good time, and any of their games is a fucking party. And you look at that watch party outside of Vegas Golden Knights
they got
arena.
A fan base
there was a
man.
shitload of fucking people there.
They do have a big fan base.
Which is surprising because that's the thing we talk about with the Athletics and the Knights moving there is like how many of your fans are going to be like transplant fans? How many legitimate fans are you going to have there in the city?
Yeah.
In a city that's basically completely based off of traveling. And it goes to show you it doesn't matter.
No,
it does not matter.
Not
so
one bit. Let's hit a few more points on this.
A few more points. Okay, we were on Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah. So Malone said to him after the game, "We won this championship because of you.
Yeah.
I know you won." He was like implying that Porter would rebuttal with him that like try to argue out. No, I missed some shots, and Malone said, "Don't worry about that." It's not like Porter said that. Malone was implying that he would, but Malone shut it down. And I said to you, dude, my respect for Malone this season has skyrocketed. I knew I liked this coach.
He's one of the best coaches in the league right now.
The way he motivates players and the way he
knows his team, though.
Yeah.
The way he knows when to coddle his team and the way he knows when to shit on his team. There was a lot of people that after the Game 2 loss, the Game 2 loss that were like, you can't do that to your team right now.
Yeah.
And he knew the entire postseason, this underdog, the whole we're the fucking number 1 seed team in the West, and nobody fucking believes us to win the fucking thing.
Yep.
Nobody does. He's like, that's what you need to focus on. You are the best team in the fucking league right now, and nobody has you picked to win it all.
And Chris, that's
shove
why
it down their throats.
Michael Malone, and we will play the cue music right now.
I hit it hard, man. So far, man. No laying up, no holding back. Ain't afraid of nothing, it's a natural fact. I hit it long, man. Till it's gone, man. Keep taking chances, live at large. I hit it hard.
In honor of Michael Malone.
Michael Malone is this week's DDOE.
Damn right. He led this team. He motivated him.
One more clink.
Here we go.
One more clink.
Boom.
Slam it down.
One of my favorite clips from last night, it was like with 2 or 3 minutes. I think it was like just 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. We're up by maybe like 2 or 3 points, not much at all. And he says to his team, he looks at all of them and he kind of pauses. And he goes, "It's right there. It's right there. Go and take it. Go and take it." Man, I wanted to run through the TV. I swear to God, this guy motivates. I totally understand why this team can succeed the way they do, because he's a motivator of men and people, and I just have all the respect for him, because like I said, he believed in Michael Porter Jr. He kept him out there, and the defense and the 13 rebounds from Porter Jr. last night.
Porter Jr., let's just give a rundown, and this is a guy who his only sole goal when we basically drafted him was to shoot three-pointers.
Yep.
This guy's stat line. 1 of 6 from 3. 13 rebounds. 13 rebounds,
yep.
3 assists, and 16 points. This guy, who normally, if this is the beginning of the year or last year, if he wasn't shooting, would be gone, non-existent. Probably get benched,
no doubt.
And yet he was one of our most productive defensive players in this game. It's so crazy to think about the fact that someone who's only supposed to be a shooter. And it's like Michael Malone said, we won this because of you. You're fucking. There was multiple times he should have been pulled from the game and wasn't, and had insane defensive plays. His breakaway when Jokic knocked that ball away and he got the breakaway with the steal, and it ended up, dude. And it's like I said, he looks like a fucking. I said it last night. I was like, he looks like a fucking baby giraffe running down the floor. Yeah. He does not know how to run good.
No,
and he bobbles the ball, fucking ends up putting it through his legs.
He doesn't have handles,
and hits that layup, and it's like, holy shit, dude.
Yep. And
I can't believe it. And I hate one more thing. I don't mean to interrupt you, but
no,
that
good.
3 that he hit today on Altitude, they played Murray when he took the mic from Lisa Salters to talk about just everything he'd gone through. That roar from the crowd compared to MPJ hitting that 3, MPJ hitting that 3 was the loudest roar of the night.
I totally believe it. We said it when we watched it.
We've been waiting.
That crowd erupted, man.
Waiting for fucking this whole series, dude.
I mean,
I think you look at what he shot. I think it was like 3 of something, 2 of something, 1 of something, 0 of something, and then 1 of something in this game.
Yeah,
he hasn't hit shit. 17% from 3, and that 1 3, dude,
it just
ignited
and
the
it
fucking
motivated
crowd,
the team. And you think about, let's mention this: the free throws last night were atrocious.
Dude.
We went like
Aaron
think
Gordon.
13
they
to 23.
Knew just fucking foul Aaron Gordon because he ain't gonna fucking hit him.
It was we're normally a team that shoots really good free throws, but here's my point to this: when it mattered, when they fouled us at the end, we hit 4 straight free throws. KCP and Bruce Brown to close out the game. I love it. And then one of my last points, I know there's probably I could go on and on about this game and this team. We got all off season to do that. We will. You guys will probably get tired of hearing it, but you guys might become Nuggets fans. My last point I want to hit. There's a reason why I wore this shirt. Only 5 players in NBA history have done this.
Chuck.
Thank you. Go on to win the NCAA championship. Go on to win the NBA title the next year.
Oh, I started with the 3 high school
titles.
state titles. Yeah, that's one thing. 3 high school state titles, 1 NCAA championship, and 1 NBA championship. Christian Braun, one of the few players to fucking do it.
Yep.
This guy, I think he was drafted like 24th or 27th.
Yeah.
Wasn't even meant to sniff the court this year, and became one of the only few Western Conference Finals or just non-lottery pick players to score over 15 points in a game.
Yeah.
His averages.
Very few people. And, Zach By brought it up on the podcast, and I didn't even realize it. I kind of had picked up on it by, watching the rest of the playoffs. But, going into the second round, he was the only rookie out there playing. You look at other teams.
That's what I was saying.
You mentioned last night. If you don't, if you get drafted in the second round or if you're a rookie, you don't ever get the court until maybe the next year.
You're a role player.
You're a G League player.
That's the thing about Jokic. Pick 41 during a Taco Bell quesarito commercial.
Taco Bell, where's our free food?
Yeah, where's the quesarito for one?
Come on, Colorado.
But here's the thing. Denver had a number 1 draft pick in Yusuf Nurkic, who was supposed to be what Jokic was, the perennial, the guy who's supposed to lead your team to whatever it is next, and he wasn't. Yeah. And they gave up a number 1 draft pick in Yusuf Nurkic and traded him.
Because they saw what they had.
Got rid of him.
They saw what they had.
Sent him to Portland.
Let's talk about Murray. Murray's the highest draft pick that we had. Well, I mean, other than
Which
Aaron Gordon.
If it wasn't for Carmelo Anthony, would not have happened.
Thank you, Carmelo Anthony, for getting out of Denver.
Thank you. Appreciate
Bye-bye.
it. You and Lala.
Because
See you
we
later.
get the number 7 pick out of Kentucky, Jamal Murray. Man,
and he fell.
Yeah, he did.
He fell to us.
Yeah, because he was a backup. And he comes, and I mean, just the guards that come out of Kentucky, you just got to thank Calipari, because he sucks when it comes to March Madness, but damn is he good at developing NBA players. Bam Adebayo out of Kentucky. It's just, damn, we'll take it. And Murray, we said it last night. We thought we were going to cry.
We did. It wasn't until Murray.
I'm getting fucking goosebumps talking about right now. God damn it.
Oh, no,
God damn
it's
it.
getting fucking dusty in here.
I tore my ACL. And I've said it before on the podcast, and that is a pain that I don't wish upon my worst enemy. Maybe a few of them, but never. It's just so bad. And with Murray to go through those injuries and to come back and do this, he said it to Stan Kroenke last night. He said, "Thank you for being patient with me." And man, when he teared up,
that was what did it for us. I thought I was gonna cry when the buzzer hit. I didn't. And it wasn't until Murray, and you realize, dude, like, damn, dude, this guy had to give everything just to fucking get back.
It's the rehab, dude.
Yeah.
It's the rehab when you're like, is it worth it?
Is it worth it? And it was for him.
Fucking, he got to hold it
and
last
when
night,
it happened,
man.
dude, like, the whole thing was, like, when that happened on the plane ride back, he told Malone, he's like, you guys are going to fucking trade me.
Yeah.
I'm fucking damaged goods now. And Malone's like, we're not going to fucking trade you. You're one of us.
Oh, man.
And that shit, that's the type of shit gives you goosebumps. You know what I mean? Like, this is the type of shit. This is a fucking team, dude. This isn't a dude that joined.
A superstar team.
This is a fucking a team of dudes.
Think about what Brooklyn did. Think about what Phoenix did. Like, let's slap 3 stars together,
and look what happened. Look what happened to fucking.
They fell on their face. 83 points in the first half against the Suns and a closeout win. Man,
domination. But hey, the Suns next year, it's gonna be tough.
They're gonna add somebody to that. But dude, KD just keeps getting older. The Warriors just keep getting older. Yeah, I get it.
Dude, Jokic is the oldest player on the team in terms of the fucking stars.
It's fucking crazy.
28.
I hope we keep Jeff Green.
28.
How about DeAndre Jordan getting in there last night, having a huge block?
Yep.
Hey, how about Aaron Gordon with that stuff last night? That was.
Oh, dude, that was literally the best shit of the game. That block on Lowry, just no.
I'll take that. Oh man.
And then and that's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm gonna get another jersey, it's Aaron Gordon, dude. That dude partying in the streets with people.
That was fucking awesome, man. And he's gonna be back.
And I hate to say, want to know when I knew they were gonna win the championship? That fucking dunk of Aaron Gordon. I don't even know who it was on, but that dunk was insane.
I got a little tipsy last night. I might have to.
No, it wasn't even in the game last night. I'm talking middle of the year. The huge dunk he had.
No,
the dunk.
That's Christmas Day, bro.
Christmas
Day. I will never forget that.
You know that one.
I remember because you were texting. I was visiting with family. I wasn't able to see it. You texted it to me, and then I watch it, and I'm like, holy shit, because they reviewed it. They thought it was a charge at first, and they're like, oh, no, we're fucking wrong.
But meanwhile, he got kicked in the nuts in last night's game, and it wasn't a foul. But whatever, it is what it is.
It's NBA refs. Adam Silver has his own agenda, wow, dude, we're champs.
Yeah, dude, it's over, man.
This has been a run to him, man. Because
it's been a run.
What's great about this is we aren't applauding, like I've said before, a super team. You even look about who won the championship last year, the Warriors. Think about how much money they're paying in luxury tax for casual fans out there. That means when you have so much superstars on your team, you have to pay a shit ton of money to keep those superstars.
Yeah,
it's almost like legal cheating, if you will.
Mm-hmm. It's like the Mets this year.
It is, and
I gotta pee. Fuck.
Get after it, man. I can go on forever about this. And we got these guys on there, like Bruce Brown, DeAndre Jordan. We got guys that step in, and the best part about this is when they win, they're not just fucking, we're the fucking best. They give the credit to the team, to everybody, because it's not an individual sport. It is all-encompassing team sport, and this is the best team. Prime example, quintessential example of that. And I'm so glad to be part of this fan base. It's amazing. I really begging Smalley and company, give us the day off so we can go to the parade. 47 years, we deserve it. We can do it. Give us 4 hours off so we can go watch it. I'm begging you now, please.
Yeah,
but
I really want to take the fucking day off, but
I know
unfortunately, I need to work.
Yeah, I feel you. I'll probably end up working, and I'll watch it Facebook Live or something. But either way, man, one hell of a journey. We talked about it last night, and I'll say it again tonight. This is the difference between football and basketball. During the season, you watch 17 games in football. Last year, obviously, I've said I don't know if I mentioned it, but the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. And
shut the fuck up.
I will say, when you
Nuggets
watch 17 games, I'm getting to that. When you watch 17 games and then see the result of your team winning it all, it's great. But then it's a different. It's just there's a nuance to it.
There's 82 fucking games.
Yeah, Hannah gave me shit when I was talking to the phone last night. I was telling her, I was like, yeah, I watched probably 80 out of the 82 games, and then if I didn't watch the other two,
maybe didn't watch 5 games.
Maybe 5 games this year. Like on Christmas, I was spending time with family and shit like that. But then I'll definitely go through and watch the highlights. And she was like, wow, that's a lot of time you didn't spend with your girlfriend. I was like, well, I invested.
You don't need to be like that.
I was like, come on now. She was just giving shots. She was giving me shit. But it's like, when you spend all that time, like how many times we were watching TV and I had the game on my phone next to me. And then to end the season with them winning the championship, it's a different type of satisfaction. That's all I can say about it.
It is. There is one thing. It's like, man, the Broncos winning the Super Bowl, the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl, it happened so fast that it almost, you don't really get to absorb it and like kind of take it in for what it is. When it's 82 games, when it's 162 games, I mean, you guys have won
2015.
You guys won it once, but when it's that many games and it's that long that you're fucking invested in it, where it's like, holy shit, dude, this is like half the fucking year. You know what I mean?
It feels so good after like watching all that. It's like I did it for a reason.
Yeah,
I did it for a reason.
Yeah, it's just wild, dude. I don't know. People like can sit here and say sports are fucking stupid. And
I was just gonna get to that point.
And people can sit here and say, it doesn't fucking matter. But I can say the few times I've seen grown men cry with each other and have no problem with it is when sports happen. And granted, that might be something that's wrong with society. Maybe we should cry more often.
There's a lot of dumbasses out there, like Cowboys fans, that smash their TVs when their team loses. They're not good examples of this, but what we're getting at and what I feel with Chris and the camaraderie that I have when I go to Don's or other Chiefs fans and the homies that I have back in Kansas City and Parsons, Kansas, there's a lot of fucked up shit in the world, man. I mean, there is a lot of corrupt. There's fucking war.
Everything
there's
fucking
mass shootings.
Sucks dick.
But when you can come together for a fucking game and have friendships over it, and it's crazy. They're games. We're getting down to the bare roots of it, but that's what's great is that when you can come together and support for one another, and it is tribal. There's no doubt about it. Fuck your colors. I like my colors.
Your colors suck. My colors are better. So fuck you.
But at the end of the day, like when we do go watch Chiefs and Broncos games, we're a perfect example of this right there. When we're there, we're like, fuck you.
It's enemies.
But when we're leaving, we'll smoke a joint. We'll take a shot and we'll be like, damn, that was a good fucking time. That's what it's all fucking about.
It really is, man. And it's just like,
that's how I feel. I know a lot of people hate sports because of the bread and circuses type thing, and believe me, I get it. I hate all the fucking
whatever you want to call it,
advertising and all that shit. All that fucking sucks. Believe me, it ain't perfect, but
there is something about, like, I've heard so many people today just like looking through all my friends list of like diehard Nuggets fans that are like, I've been high-fived and congratulated by more fucking strangers than I have for anything I've done in my life.
Yeah.
These people have graduated college. These people have gotten great jobs. And what's sad is that I guess maybe the point is maybe we need to celebrate all victories more, because maybe then it wouldn't seem like such a big deal when the Nuggets win, if every time somebody that we love, somebody that we care about does something, we fucking celebrate him like they won a championship.
Dude, I could
Maybe
not have
that's
said
the
it better.
fucking problem, man. Maybe we need to celebrate everybody the same way you celebrate sports.
When someone gets a promotion, or when someone
have a fucking party, dude.
Yeah, has a
Enjoy
great meeting at work, or
fucking spray champagne in their face.
I'm telling you, every time Hannah hires a doctor, like, let's get a bottle of champagne. It shouldn't take a win for that. That's what it's all. It's the camaraderie. It's the friendship. I mean, dude, think about Waterboy. Whenever he's just a lonely dude.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a fictional story.
I mean, think about our friendship, dude. I mean, granted, me and you, obviously, when we started working at Tokyo Joe's, me and you had a connection before even sports. Me and you knew that we were going to be good friends. But sports is what really brought us together. And you look at this now, me and you, I fucking hate the Chiefs so fucking much. More than anything in my life, because it's 0-15 now, and we can't fucking beat you guys. But at the same time, dude, I have the most fun I have is going and watching a game with you. Even if we get dominated, dude. Yep. Even if the slim chance that probably this year, hopefully at home we will beat you guys at least once, make it 1-16.
One can dream.
Before it's 1-17 or 1-18, whatever the fuck it's gonna be. But yeah, it's shit like that, dude. It's just like. Yeah,
I totally get
this
where you're
is
going
fucking
from.
stupid.
Yeah.
Sports are fucking stupid. But God forbid if they don't make great fucking friendships. And God forbid if they don't create some shit that like can last forever.
Yeah. I totally agree, man. And then you think about, like, I love looking at the stories where people, they have a hard time in life. You look at Jimmy Butler,
dude's life sucked.
His parents abandoned him. And he found basketball. He faxed his resume and his basketball stats to Marquette from a McDonald's, man. That's the type of shit I love. And why I love watching sports is you see people that, like, strive to be the best they can be through athleticism, and just hard work.
That's all they have,
some of them. That's why I love guys like Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, that they really don't care about having friends sometimes. They don't need to go out and party after the games because they want to be better for the next time.
Yeah.
And to me, that makes me want to be better at my job. Like, even though it's not sports.
Yeah, it's weird.
You find connections in these different parallels.
Weird things to motivate you,
It's nuts, man. I love this rant we're going on, but it's just... It's something where I meet people and they're like, I don't really like sports. I just, they might find it in gaming. That's cool.
Yeah.
Or whatever it might be. Magic the Gathering. That's awesome.
Camaraderie is something that I think is so underrated in this life right now. I mean, you think about like just the way things are going in social media. Everything's me. And there's almost like this loss of like a group of friends. Like you don't really have that anymore, where like people are just like, I just want to be famous on fucking TikTok,
seriously,
or and like you don't really like it. Nothing in terms of like tangible friendships really matters anymore. It's almost like if you can't get me something, then fuck you. I think that's what's the problem is, and I think that's one thing that sports does is that it makes you realize that without the sum of the whole, you're fucking nothing.
Oh yeah.
And that's what the Nuggets are, dude. And that's what Jokic just said this whole fucking time. Without all of us, you can sit here and say I'm the fucking MVP. You can sit here and say all the great things I've done. But without Murray, without Gordon, without KCP, without Brown, without whoever the fuck else it is, it wouldn't fucking matter.
It wouldn't, man.
And it's the sum of the whole that makes you better. And I think a lot of times in life, a lot of people get stuck in this whole thing where like I got to do this on my own. But you need to fucking take advantage of your friends, not necessarily in a bad way, but just to lift you up and take advantage of your family to put you on a pedestal so that you can succeed and strive in these situations. Because that's what happens in the team, man. I think team stuff has gone so far away from like everything that's social media where it's just me, that like you need to just sit there and be like, I need people to lift me up. You can't sit here and expect it to all be on you. And that's the shitty thing about social media, and this is a fucking total digression, total rant as far as I'm concerned. But as far as I'm concerned, dude, if you can fucking lean on the people around you that matter the fucking most, you are going to be the best possible you can be. And if you're just sitting there trying to do it on your fucking own, you're not going to fucking succeed.
Yeah.
It's the way it is, man. That's why me and you, this fucking podcast, and what we believe in is what's going to make it fucking work, dude, because we both want to make something better than us. You
when
know,
multiple people believe in something and they believe in it so hard that they're willing to put in the work and the effort and also the talent, then the possibilities are endless. And I think the best way to cap all this off is just like what you said with Jokic. Last night when he was asked by one of the reporters, what does this trophy mean to you? He had the best response to it. He's like, this trophy's fine and all this. And I'm paraphrasing by all needs, but he said it's the relationships that we made. That means so much to me because, the goal is great. But what at the end of it, the relationships that you made with your teammates to accomplish this goal, that's better than the trophy.
And that's the thing that's different between him and LeBron, him and KD, him and Steph. Like, at the end of the day, when they win, they're hugging that trophy, and it's all about them.
Yep.
All about my journey.
Yeah.
Jokic doesn't give a fuck about that, dude.
Here's a great example.
It wouldn't be a journey. It wouldn't be his journey without their journey.
How long did KG and Ray Allen not talk because Ray Allen left?
Shit that happened, yeah.
Yeah, for a
when
long
he went
fucking
to Miami,
time.
yeah.
But you know what? People grow up, and I believe it was the Kobe passing where they realized, like, we got to get past
Do you want
this.
to die in a fucking helicopter accident? Yeah. That's it.
There's more to it than the fucking game. There's the relationships that we have for one another.
There really is, and I think that's what's lost a lot, especially just nowadays. Like it's like I've been saying with social media, everything's me, and that's what Jokic doesn't. Jokic doesn't even have fucking social media.
Any social media, yeah.
Doesn't even have Instagram, Facebook, nothing.
Yeah.
All he cares about is his horses, his family, and fucking basketball, dude.
That's right.
That's it. And when his contract is up, I hate to say it, he's probably gonna retire.
I wouldn't be surprised. I hope he keeps playing because he does seem to love the game.
As long as he keeps playing for the Nuggets, he won't. He will
never
play
for
else.
another team. Yeah.
No. It's not gonna happen, and that's the crazy thing about it is like that's the end of an era in terms of players. You're not gonna see that anymore, dude. Everybody's looking for the next biggest paycheck. Bruce Brown. Here's one thing I want to say. Bruce Brown did say he wants to come back.
That would be awesome, man. I do like the guy a lot. I mean, the way he can drive to the basket and not like
He's
finish
an energy source.
It's fantastic. And I mean, we could go on and on about all of these players. I love it, man. This has been a great episode. I really like where we went with it, and it's just what you said, man. This is why this is gonna work because I know people out there enjoy listening to us, and
we're all about the whole. That's the thing, dude. You need to be about the whole and not just the sum of one. You know what I mean?
The big reason why is because we don't give a fuck, man. We don't give a fuck about like what people think. We're just gonna keep doing this, and we're just gonna let it ride, and it's just gonna work out, just like the fucking. We can even call this episode the bias buzzer beater episode, whatever, or championship episode, whatever you want to call it.
That's what it's gonna be, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but either way, dude, the Nuggets won.
They did it. Nuggets won. They are champions, and
we appreciate you guys listening.
It looks like the Vegas Golden Knights might be the next new champions, but we're going to see what's going to happen.
It's 5-1 right now.
We appreciate all of you guys. We were going to do one more shot. We're just going to call it tonight. We've already been drinking enough.
Yeah.
So on that note, we love each and every one of you. Thank you for tuning in to Fringe Fanatics Podcast. We will see you guys next week. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe to us on anything that you're listening or watching us on and rate us 5 stars. And if you haven't yet, please like, share, subscribe, and follow us on all things social media at Fringe_Fanatics.
Whoops.
Chad just dropped something. It's not a big deal. He missed that shot. Let's get... He made it. And that's how we are going to end on a win.
I love it.
The Nuggets are NBA Finals champions. And the Vegas Golden Knights are going to be the new Stanley Cup Finals champions.
1-6.
God forbid some insane comeback from the Florida Panthers. 6-1. 20 minutes left in the third quarter. Looks like we are going to be talking about the Vegas Golden Knights as the new Stanley Cup Finals champions. Chad Lee, I fucking love you, man.
I fucking love you, brother.
That last night was probably one of the funnest nights of my life.
Fuck
Me,
yeah.
you, and Meryl got to
time.
experience it together.
Yep.
I wish Hannah could be there, but unfortunately, due to shitty circumstances, we must not have her involved. But we will move on.
We missed her.
We
definitely
did. We missed her greatly.
Yep. It's been fun, buddy.
It has been fun. Next week, guys.
Just going to close this out as we fade out of this is we are the champions.
We are the champions. No no time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world.
Go Nuggets!
Go Nuggets! We fucking love you guys. This has been Fringe Fanatic Sports Podcast. We will catch you next week. Shit's getting better. Stay tuned for all the new upgrades. We love you guys greatly.